My YouTube channel. This is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Now we are going to continue with past questions on the Waec, which is mathematics, and today we are going to consider a new topic, and that new topic is what we call what? Bearing. In my last video I was able to introduce what we call set, but this time around we are going to consider what? Bearing. Now can we take a look at this question? Now look at this question. The question says, in a town, Chief X resides 60 meters away on a bearing of 0.57 degrees from the palace P, while Chief Y resides on a bearing of 150 degrees from the same palace P. Then the residence of X and Y are 180 meters apart. Now look at the question. Question A says, illustrate the information in a diagram. Then number B says, find correct to three significant figures, D, I, bearing of X from what? Y. I, distance between P and what? X. Now this question is taken from Waec 2023, question number what? 10. Now I want you to observe this question. Anytime you are solving bearings, always consider the keynotes. The first note you are going to consider is what we call what? From. Why did I mention from? From is always the starting point of what? A bearing. Now let's take the question one after the other. But before we represent the information in a diagram, the first thing we are going to do is to bring out the data. Are you ready? Now let's go. In a town, Chief X resides what? 60 meters away on a bearing of what? 0.57 degree from what? The palace what? P. Now this is Chief what? X. Resides how many meters? 60 what? Meters. Are you with me now? 60 what? Meters away from the chief palace, which is what? P. On a bearing of what? 0.57 degree. Are you with me now? That is the first information. Now let's continue. Look at where we stop. Why Chief Y resides on a bearing of 150 degree from the same palace what? P. Now can you see that now we are now on Chief Y? Are you with me? Reside. The distance was not given. Let's call it question mark. But from the palace again P. And what is the bearing? The bearing is given as 150 what? Degrees. Are you with me now? Now this is exactly the information. Now what do you think that will happen again? Now look up, we stop here. Now the residence of X and Y are 180 meters what? Apart. So the residence of X and what? Y are what? 180 what? Meters what? Apart. Now question number A says we should represent the information in a what? Diagram. How do we start? With this data now, I will introduce the information. Now watch this. Remember the first X to the chief palace is what? X. And what is the bearing? The bearing is 57 what? Degrees. Now let me draw the diagram. I want you to observe something like this. Now watch. Now this is what exactly we are talking about. When you are dealing with a bearing, always know that it starts from the what? North. And move what we call clockwise what? Direction. Clockwise what? Direction. Now if you observe the angle now, it is just 57 degree. So which means it is not up to 90 what? Degree. So Chief X now will move from here and stop to a certain angle that is less than what? 90 degree. Then what I will do now is from this point now, I will take my ruler and press and make a straight line to a particular word point like this. Look at the point now. Are you with me now? Now under this point now, we are going to represent a cardinal point like this. Am I communicating? And that cardinal point is point what? X. And this is the chief palace. And the chief palace is from this point. And this point is point what? P. Are you with me now? That is to say, from this angle now, what was given is 57 degrees from the question. Am I communicating? Then the next thing is the distance between point A, point P, and point what? X. Are you there now? Now observe this now. Point X and P, what's the distance? 60 meters what? Apart. So I will now go here and introduce 60 meters. Am I communicating now? That is the first information. Now, before I continue, I want you to understand something here. If an angle is given here, you should know that this particular angle, which is 57 degree, will also be the same thing here as 57 degree. Now, the reason is because alternate angles are what? Equal. So we are done with x. Now, let's move to chief y. And remember that the question says on the same chief parallels P, what is the distance of the bearing of y? The bearing of y is 150 degrees. Now, how do you see this angle? It is bigger than 90 but less than 180. So, which means it's going to lie on the second quadrant. On the same point P, I will move like this. And I stop less than what? Are you with me now? Less than 180. So, I will now bring my ruler again and form a straight line like this. Are you with me now? So, this is a straight line like this. So I'll form a straight line like this. Are you with me now? So from this angle now, it is from here to here is 150 degrees. Are you with me now? Now, if it is 150 degrees, why did I choose to elongate this line? Because the distance is not given. Am I communicating now? And even that the distance is given, we would have known whether this distance and this distance, which one is bigger. Am I communicating? If the first one is bigger than the second one, which means I will shorten the line. Am I communicating? But because it is not given and we don't know, the rule is that extend it so that it will be bigger than the first distance. Now, this is another point created. Are you with me now? This is another point created. And that point now is what we call point y. Point y. And this is my knot as well. Am I communicating now? Can you observe something is about to happen here? And what is that thing? Now, you should agree with me that even if I did not ask any question, I can join this point x to point y. I will now use my ruler and do the same thing and join this point. Are you with me now? Now, this is exactly how the diagram will look like. But don't forget that now, the distance between x and y is 180 meters apart. Now, this is point x, right? And this is point y. What is the distance? The distance is 180 meters. Now, this is exactly what we should do. Now, to confirm everything that we are doing, remember in bearing, what we are considering is the inside angle, which is where your theta. Are you with me now? Now, what do you think that happens to the inside angle? How do we get it? Remember, here is 57 degree, here is 150 degree. It means that the angle P, that is inside, don't forget, is now, are you with me? 150 degree. Just take the difference now, minus 57 degrees. Now, let's observe it. 150 degree minus 57 degrees will give you 93 degrees. That is the inside angle. So here now is 93 degrees. It is possible that some of you may forget or may not know exactly why this thing is so. You can still use another approach. How? If you observe this particular right angle triangle now, I can get this small angle. It is a right angle triangle, right? I don't know this inside angle. How do I achieve that? I will now say 90 minus 50 7. 90 minus 57 will give me 33. Are you there now? Will give me 33. Then I will now go to the second one. I don't know this one outside. But you know that from here to here is 150 degrees. An angle on a straight line is 180 degrees. What do I say? In order to achieve this very angle outside, I will now say 180 minus 150 will now give me 30 degrees. Am I communicating? If it is 30 degrees, what do you think that will be this small angle, which is the one of inside? This is another right angle triangle. How do I achieve it? 90 minus 30 will give us 60. Can you see that we have 33 degrees here? We have 60 degrees here. If I still add it, it will give me 3 degrees. That is another way if you don't use this method. Am I communicating? Now, gentlemen and ladies, we are done with the first diagram, which is the first question. We have illustrated it in a diagram. Am I communicating now? Now, let us now quickly move to the second question, which is B. Which is B? Are you with me now? And that thing is BI. What did they say in BI? That we should find the bearing of X from Y. Now look up. We are looking for the bearing of X. Then from Y. I want you to observe this. Remember the key word I told you in bearing is the word from. Now from determines the starting point of a bearing. So which means it's going to start from Y. and move to what? X. Are you there now? Oh, this is y. Are you with me now? So which means it will now move from the north and start from what? Clockwise direction like this, and pass 180, pass 270, and stop at this point. Am I communicating? This is exactly what we are looking for, from this angle to this angle. Now I want you to observe something. Are you ready? Now if you look at this angle now, you agree with me that it has passed 90, passed 180, passed 270, and stop at the first quadrant, which is less than what? 360. Anything that we get from here to this extent is exactly what we are looking for. Are you with me now? Now what do we do? I want you to observe something here. Now permit me now to call this thing alpha. We don't know this angle inside one. But in as much as we have calculated this as 60 degree, don't forget that this 60 degree is going to be alternate to this angle, and this angle should also be 60 what degrees. Am I communicating? But be very careful. You cannot say that 30 degrees is alternate to alpha. It is a wrong notion. Do you know why? This is a right angle triangle. There are three existing sides that is here. We have 1, 2, 3. So, but the first one can be alternate to the first one, which is 60 what degree. But 30 degree cannot be alternate to alpha because there is still remaining what angle here. Now, what do we do? Can you listen very carefully? The question is solved. Now, if this one is big P, this one will be small what P. If this one is big Y, this one is small what Y. And if this one is big X, this one is small what X. Am I communicating now? Now, what do? We are going to apply the rule of sine rule formula. What did I say? Sine rule what formula. Do you know why? We are looking for the angle, which is what? Alpha. How do we get alpha? Now, remember that we are going to use, this is the formula. Just watch. Small p all over sine big what P is equal to small x all over sine big what X is also equal to small y all over sine big what Y. Oh yes, we are not going to make use of these three angles. Are you with me now? We are just going to eliminate one and use two. Now what do? If you observe distance of P is already complete. Look at it here. It's 180 meters. If you observe the angle of P, it is already given, which is 93 what degrees. Then I will go with this. Then I'm not using X. Do you know that why? We don't have any relationship between what? X. Our concern is what? Y. So which means I'm going to use P all over sine what? P, then equal to. Then I will now use Y all over sine what? Y. Can we now substitute? Now this implies that what is the distance of P? It is given. It is 180 divided by, then I will move over to sine P. The angle is already given. What is the angle? 93 what degrees. Now this is now equal to Y. Am I communicating? What is Y? Y is given as 60 meters. Then divided by sine Y. I will now say sine. We don't know the value of Y, but we consider Y angle as what? Alpha. What do you think that will happen here? We do what we call cross what? Multiply. I want you to observe this question now. We do what we call cross what? Multiply. Now let's go. If you cross multiply, what are we going to achieve here? Watch. I will now say 180 times sine alpha will give me what? 180 sine what? Alpha. Then equal to. Then sine 93 degrees times 60 will give me 60 sine what? 93 what degrees. What is my target? To make sine alpha subject of the formula. I will now divide this by 180. Are you there? Divide this by what? 180. So that 180 will cancels what? 180. I have made sine alpha subject of the formula, which is now equal to 60. Then I will multiply. What do you think that will be the next thing? I will now punch sine what? 93 degrees. Are you with me now? Now this is sine 93 degrees. I will punch sine 93 what? Degrees. So watch this now. This is sine. Then you now punch 93 what? 93. Are you there now? So this is my sine. I will punch 93 degrees. What is the answer? The answer is 0.9986. We have 0.9 what? 98 what? 8 what? 6. Then divided by 100 and what? 80. Now can we proceed now? What we are going to do now is to point 60. Are you there? Times what? 0.998 what? 6. What will it give you? Equal to, now the answer now is this. Are you with me now? It will now give us equal to, now 59 point what? Are you with me? 0.906. 906. Now divide it by what? 180. As we are doing that, make alpha subject of the formula. Alpha becomes sine inverse of the right hand side. Now I want to divide this by 180. I want you to watch. It will now give me 59.906. Are you there? Divided by 180. You take it gently and know what is exactly the answer. Now look at it now. It will give me 0 points. Are you with me now? 0.33233 and that is the answer. So can we say alpha now is now sine inverse of this? How do we press sine inverse? Shift and what? Sine. Are you with me now? Shift and what? Sine. Then Q in 0.3. Are you there? 3, 2 what? 2 and 9. Then press what? Equal to. What do you think that the answer? Wow, alpha is 19 point, are you there? 19.44444 degrees. That is the value of what? Alpha. Now remember that we are looking for what? The bearing of x from what? Y. Okay, now let's go back to the diagram. This is 90 degrees, right? This is 180 degrees, right? This is also 270 degrees. Then I will now say the answer now, which is the bearing, the what? Bearing of what? X from what? Y is now 270 degrees that we know, plus 60 what? Degrees, which is alternate to this, plus the alpha that we just solved now. Now what is the value of alpha? Alpha is 19.444 degrees. Can we add the whole angle now and see exactly what we are going to get? Oh yeah, watch. Are you ready? I will punch 270 degrees plus what? 60 what? Degrees plus what? 19.4444. What is the answer? Wow, the answer is what? 349. Are you there? 0.444 degrees. Remember, they asked us to leave our answer in 3 significant word figure. So the answer to BI now is, this is 1 significant figure, 2 significant figure, and 3 what? Significant figure. So the answer is 349 degrees in 3 what? Significant word figure. So we have done with what? B what? I. It remaining the last question. Am I complicating now? Now what is the last question? Don't forget, the last question says we should find the distance between P and what? X. Oh my goodness. The distance between what? P and what? X. Now let's go back to the diagram again. This is what? P. Are you there? This is what? P. And this is what? Y. So is the distance between P and Y, not P and what? X. Because P and X is already given at 60 what? Meters. We are looking for the distance between P and what? Y. And we don't know. Am I communicating now? Now you can choose any formula that you want to choose. Or I should still advise you, use sine rule what? Method as well. Do you know why? P is already known. Are you with me now? P is already what? Known. Are you there? And the angle of what? Alpha is already what? Known. But we don't know this particular one now because we have to know the angle for what? X. You have to be careful now. How am I going to do? Remember, we have known the alpha. I don't know this one. Let me call it T. Let me call it what? T. How do I get this T? Don't forget that in this diagram, angle Y now, look up everyone. This is 90 degree, right? We have known 60. What is alpha? Alpha is already calculated as 19.444 degrees, right? Then this one we don't know. Consider it as what? T. What do we do? Make T subject of the formula. And because it is a right angle what? Triangle. Are you with me now? So what do? We now say 90 minus open bracket. Are you there? Here is 60. I will point 60 plus alpha. What is alpha? 19.444. Are you there? Close the bracket. What do you think that will be the result? I want you to watch. Wow, the result is what? 10.556. So here should be 10.56. Let's say 56. And if here is 10.56, do you know that this T now is alternate to this? Am I communicating this angle? So which means this angle is going to be also 10.516. I am going to add this inside angle now. What am I going to get? Watch. I will get it as 57.56 degree. Can you see that it is solvable? I can use sine rule method to solve this problem. Are you with me now? I'm going to pick P and I'm going to pick X in order to calculate the distance between P and Y. Now here we go. Now using sine rule again, I will now say small p all over sine big P is now equal to small x all over sine big X. Can we substitute now? What is the distance of P? Is already 180, don't forget, over sine. What is the angle of P? Don't forget it's 93 degrees. Are you with me now? Now this is now equal to x. We don't know x, which is the distance. Over, I will now introduce sine. What is the angle of x? We have solved it already. Watch it here. It is 57.56. I will now put what? 57.56. Are you ready for this now? What is the next thing? Cross multiply. Now, sine 93 degree times x will give us x sine 93 degrees. Then equal to, this is 180 degrees times this will give us 180 degree sine 57.56. What is our target? To make x subject of the formula. I will now divide this by sine 93 degrees. To the right also sine 93 degrees. Are you following? Now this gentleman will cancel this gentleman. Are you with me now? Now let us continue. What do you think that should be the final answer? I want you to watch. So the final answer is now there. So what we are going to do now is to continue that x now is equal to, now I'm going to put a 180 times, what do I punch next? I will punch sine, are you there now? I'll punch sine 57.56, are you there? 56. So what is the value equal to? It will give me 0.842 0.84. Are you there now? You can approximate is 0 divided by sine 90. Don't forget that we have already punched sine 90 before, but let's punch sine 93. I mean to say, let us punch sine 93 degrees. Are you there? What is the result? It is what? 0. Are you with me now? 9993. 0.9993. Finally, are you watching me now? I'll first of all multiply this with this, which is 180 times 0.8440 and put equal to. What is the answer? I want you to observe. Now the answer is 251. I'll punch 251 points. Are you there? Point what? 92 divided by 0.9993. Now the answer is obvious now. Can we divide now? Oh yeah, watch. I will now say divide this by base. Now let's go. What is the numerator? 251.92. Are you there? Then divided by 0.9993. Can we get the answer now? Wow. The answer is what? 252 points. Are you with me now? 252.096 meters. Then approximately in three significant figure, what is the distance now? The distance is 252 meters, and that is the final answer. Now see you in my next video. Thank you so much.